Yo, let me flow slippery like lube, going down TFL on the London Tube, underground above the tracks. When I see all it inhabited by rats, but they never wear things on their back, I'm like, yo, little vermin, get a backpack.
Chris, thanks so much for coming in. Really great to see you again.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me in this mecca of banks.
So, first things first, can you tell us a story from not being a comedian rapper that people would know and have heard of, through to where you are today, where you are doing shows and you've got a following online who absolutely love you? Talk us through the journey.
Okay, I'll take issue at the from not being a comedian rapper that people haven't heard of, in that I'm still possibly a comedian. Well, I still definitely am a comedian and rapper that people haven't heard of.
Well, no, because I've read your YouTube comments and seen you online, and people absolutely love it.
That is very kind. I was in a pub the other day, and I was with my friends who know I'm a comedian, and a guy came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you're Chris Turner," and I was like, I'm going to play this like it happens every day. Yeah, I am, buddy. Well, there's a cue. No, but it's always lovely. It's always nice when someone's like, you're that guy, I love your videos. Because my friends are then like, wow, I'm Mr. Popular. And I'm like, yeah, it happens every day. He was a nice chap. So I started rapping when I was 12, but I didn't realise that it was a special thing to be able to freestyle rap. And then when I was 19, went to university, started doing improvised comedy with the Oxford Imps. Realised that improvised rapping was a talent, but didn't introduce it to my comedy until I was about 21, when I started doing stand-up comedy at the age of 20. But for my first year, I just did one-liners, very kind of smart, pithy jokes, I considered at the time. So I started working rap into my stand-up sets because someone said that'd knock an audience down. So I thought, okay, so I started doing it, and yeah, it kind of took off. It's a very live thing. It's a very in the moment, ephemeral thing to kind of be there and to witness freestyling, which is why I contend I'm not on television.
Well,
because it's just not as good on film. You have to go and see it live. So, the 300 people that come and see a show will be like, that's the best thing ever. And they'll all film it and they'll show it to someone, and that person will quite rightly say, I don't get all the fuss about it. So that's why you have jokes as well, because jokes and stories are what can be taken away and told. And someone can say, I saw this great rapper, let me do a little rap of what he did. A chicka chicka boom. And you'll be like, this is rubbish. Whereas they can go, I saw this great comedian. I'm pointing at myself saying great comedian. I do not believe that. No comedian thinks they're great. Every comedian thinks they suck, which is why they get good. So they go and tell the joke, someone, and that person goes, that's a great joke.
You said about every comedian thinking that they're rubbish. Do you think there's a kind of certain mindset that does propel comedians forward? And is there a particular mindset that splits the good comedians, or even good comedians' performers, with that?
I think that mindset is work. I think that's hard work and self-awareness. And the self-awareness is knowing that you can always be better. Whoever talks about it's such an internet thing, the taste gap. When you start doing comedy, you think you're bad because you're trying to do comedy that you like. And the comedy you like, people have been doing it for 20 years. And you can't do that, so you go, oh, I suck. But the truth is you do suck, and you will suck for a really long time.
If we move on to the kind of rap side of your work, how do
my
you...
work, I love it. My oeuvre.
When you are freestyling, are you thinking kind of ahead of yourself, or are you just trusting yourself to know what to say?
So I don't think ahead. I think that's... When you start freestyling, you start to think of it like chess, and you go, okay, I'm going to learn to think 1 line ahead, 2 lines ahead, 3 lines ahead, until you can think, a verse ahead. But all that does is trip you up. You get to a level and there's a limit, and so what you do is you then climb down from that, and you learn to live in the moment between the end of a bar and the start of the next one. I don't know if I've told you about it. I tell everyone about this scene in Lord of the Rings where Legolas is running along a bridge, and the bridge starts collapsing. And as it collapses, he jumps from one rock to the next one. It's physically impossible that he does it, but he manages it thanks to CGI. But that's what freestyling is. It's letting your brain panic. It's going, you need to have a word that rhymes here. And in your brain, you'll feel like the beat's gone by and you've missed it. But actually, by the time you get it out, you've just caught onto the beat. And it sounds exhilarating and special because you're flowing just on the edge of the beat, and there's this kind of element of disaster, which is one of the reasons why it doesn't translate so well outside of the room, because you're not feeling that thing, because you're like, oh well, it must work because they put it online. But to answer the question that everyone asks is like, people say, oh, as soon as you take a word from the audience, you're thinking what you're going to say about it, and I don't. All I'm trying to do is remember that word. You know, if someone says a basket of eggs, I'm like, okay, I need to remember a basket of eggs, a basket of eggs, a basket of eggs. And so I'll repeat it. I'll say, cool, that was a basket of eggs. Cool, next suggestion. So it was that one and a basket of eggs. I'm not thinking what rhymes with that. Just kind of like, okay, I'll do a rap about a graveyard. I'll talk about this casket full of heads. So we've got a basket of eggs that break and the skulls crush like a casket of heads. I'm not thinking of but what I've done there, that's all in my brain. That's already there. I know all those words rhyme. I know all those phrases are there. And that's not like a pre-prepared thing. Like, everyone has those words, everyone knows the words, and all I'm doing is accessing them panically, because it's like you're getting a paper in before a deadline. You produce the best papers, students, when you're working to a deadline. I contend that even though I had appalling grades.
So it's like a very, very short-term deadline. Each bar is another deadline, and you can make it work, you make it happen.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that's something because I started doing it when I was a child. I don't know whether that's something that, to that level, that you can learn when you're an adult.
If you had any advice to any aspiring comedians or rappers, what would it be?
Kind of ride on the coattails of up-and-coming bag company. Keep yourself in satchels to stash all that cash. If I had advice, anything that requires adrenaline, such as extemporizing rhymes or improvising a speech on stage, that only comes, I believe, with adrenaline, because that's what powers you to greater things. And therefore you need comfort, because you can't utilise adrenaline when you're scared, because the fear is consuming it all, which is why when you become more comfortable on stage, you become a better performer, whatever you're doing, unless what you're doing is trying to portray scared. But if you're nervous, your speech is going to always have ums in it and pauses, and you don't know what you're going to say. Whereas if you're comfortable, you'll find yourself just grabbing onto those kind of, monkey bars, going stage by stage. So, I mean, a general advice for anything, for rapping, is you have to listen to a lot of rap, and you have to rhyme every day, and you have to genuinely enjoy it. It's not just, I'm going to be good at that because I want to be. It has to be, I love rap so much, I want to be a part of it, and you listen to it, and you find it within yourself to make up these rhymes, and you're rapping all the time, and that's how most freestyle rappers and rappers get good, is because they listen to music from when they were young, they rap from a young age, and they become amazing, and then you get these 19-year-old rappers that you're like, God, they're incredible. It's like, kind of Rambo was like good when he was a teenager, because there's this outpouring of youthfulness. I mean, I'm way past it now, but at least I can continue to amass themes to draw upon and freestyle about. So that's you get worse, but you learn more.
Would you say that the kind of similarity between, say, the best performers, musicians, and kind of even saying best businessmen and women, is that they are constantly reinventing themselves at kind of different stages of their life? So while you're young, you get to have this.
I think that's risk-taking, isn't it? That's taking risks, and I guess freestyle is a kind of microcosm of that, because every rap is a risk, and you get these rewards, and every person who's made millions in tech or in business is there because they took a risk, and it fails, and you get better. I mean, everyone knows that, so I would give credence and weight to that parallel of yours, Franco, with your signet ring and your nice trousers.
Cool. Thanks so much, Chris. Should we do some raps?
We'll do some raps. We'll do some raps.
Was that not, should I say that again?
No, that's good. No, that's fun. I'm playing.
We're going to freestyle about this backpack, which I love because it has straps for a lady's body. Sexy straps. No, that's rude. Straps for a lady's body. No sexualization. Let's freestyle, let's drop it. It's going to be good. Yo, first thing I understand, slip right in. Got a pair of glasses in my hand, nice decoration inside, call them Ray-Ban. If I put them on, it's hard to see. Here, man, UV, protect my eyes from the sun. I try and rummage round, yes, I try and begun. And what is this? Try and get it out, causing a palaver. Ain't got the plug, so it's a useless charger. For a MacBook, for a laptop. I love the track slowing down with the hip hop, but I can't stop when I go in the bag. Try and rummage round, yo, there might be a lag. If you try and pay debit online, BB&T, I try and understand, but the signature is so impressive. Elizabeth, yo, I love your penmanship. Put it round, I take it down the side. Look at here, a minion that provides. Clapping hands together like a little toy. We know y'all coming from the shop called McDonald's. Maybe a toy from Happy Meal. Got a little ET when you want a meal. Take a Pez from the dispenser, put it in my hand. Try and take it out and you might understand if I ate it now. It would kind of hurt, it's hard to rap when you got a mouth full of sherbet. That'd be bad, you'd be a damn fool. When I hold this, I feel awful. That was a pun to pop holes in the paper. I try and stab, go on a running caper. And if you travel, you know it ain't my fault, see? I need adapters for the countries that are multi. Not multi like Horlicks, the beverage. I try and get the follicles ahead, give them leverage. Sweep it back, Body Shop, that is the brand. A pair of Beats by Dre in my big left hand. But a wire though, so you know it's no youth. On the i7 with the Bluetooth. Keep going round, you know it's a risk. It's like 7-8 calories in French fry crisp, ready salted. I never assaulted an individual, but if I did in the boxing ring, I won't be no fool. Got a glove, maybe with the fingertips, so you can operate the touch screen with it. Next, totally tropical hip hoppers. It's multicolor with some pineapple pen toppers. You live happy and then you just go so. A nice catalog from my man Knomo. And no more worries when you got your moleskin. Even though this is kind of rip-off, they be bolding in Ryman's. They be like, we are not the brand. But last thing, and I understand it is the tag from the bag itself. How meta, maybe one last thing. No, I don't forget her, I almost broke it off. It almost dropped my grip. And you can use a touchscreen, but the laptop might slip. There you go, there you go.